This is the only leg day that I recorded while I was in Bulgaria. So it's like a couple months late. Uh, it's like 4 months late. And yeah, I was not really doing too much strength training at that point. I was really focused on just doing a lot of volume. One reason for that is because I I don't have a squat rack actually, so I got to get the weight over my head. I actually bonked myself on the head a couple times while I was doing this in Bulgaria, but I was still training. I'm just taking a little bit of a different approach. And ever since I exploded my knee last year, I've been really thinking about my approach to training legs, and this is what it is front to back. It's always going to be front to back from now on. If I'm training my quads, I'm also training my hamstrings. If I'm training my calves, I'm also training my tibialis. If I'm training that's actually just about it. I'll say not just front to back, but also in and out. So if I'm training the adductors, I'm also going to be training the abductors, which means if I'm opening my hips, I'm also going to train closing my hips. All right, guys. So it's all about balance. Now, I don't know why my knee exploded, to be completely honest with you. I don't know why it happened. All I know is I completely stopped training my posterior chain, and a couple weeks later, my knee exploded. So yeah, I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going to make sure when I'm training one side, I also match the other side. It would be like, there's this guy on Instagram. His handle is the Crooked Man. I don't know if this is like a joke, but he says he's training only one trap and only like one leg and one glute, and he says his goal is to be like the Hunchback of Notre Dame or something. I don't know. But yeah, it's like intentionally giving yourself a muscle imbalance, a strength imbalance. Like, I don't know. That led to my knee exploding, as far as I know, which is not at all. I actually don't know why, but yeah, I mean, I have a pretty good idea. I had a weakness in an area, and the whole structure collapsed around that weakness. So I'm not gonna let that happen again. That's not to say I'm not gonna ever get injured again. Of course, who knows what'll happen. I'm not gonna pray for that or anything, or, even hope, like, think about that, but I gotta change my ways, right? It's been a whole year and more since I got injured, and I've learned a thing or two. I can't say I'm stronger, can't say I'm more fit. I can say the approach has changed and I am getting better. And I've improved quite a lot since I've been injured. My knee has improved tremendously to the point where it's almost as good as it was before. Now, I would love to be squatting some heavy weight, but for the time being, I'm really much more concerned about mobility, flexibility, and actually my ability to maintain any sort of level of fitness that I achieve. So if I could get back up to, squatting 2 plates for reps, that's awesome. But I'm gonna have to match it with some RDLs or some straight leg deadlifts, or even Jefferson deadlifts, Jefferson curls, something I've been thinking about a long time. And, there's so many different creative ways to train the posterior chain, to train the hamstrings and the glutes, that I just can't ignore it anymore. I can't put it behind me, even though, the glutes and the hamstrings are behind me technically. I gotta focus on that just as much as I'm focusing on the quads. All right. So that's pretty much my mentality with how I'm going to move forward with leg days. Thank you for watching. Jesus loves you.